Hello everyone! Welcome back to Sydney and Starlet, and if you're new here, welcome! Enjoy the videos. So today, me and Sydney are going to be reading a little golden book classic, The Blue Book of Fairy Tales. So, let's begin. Rapunzel. Once, there lived a good man and his wife. Near their house was a beautiful garden, but they did not dare go into it because it belonged to a terrible witch. One day, the woman noticed a bed of fresh radishes. "Oh, I must have some," she said to her husband. "Unless I can have some, I know I shall die." The good husband loved his wife very much. That night, he climbed over the wall into the garden and picked a handful of radishes. The witch caught him. "Thief!" cried the witch. "How dare you steal my radishes? You shall pay for this." "Be merciful," begged the man. "My wife is dying of longing for your radishes." "Very well," the witch said. "Take all the radishes your wife can eat. In return, you must give your first child to me." Soon, a baby was born. The witch took her away and named her Rapunzel, which means radish. She was the most beautiful child under the sun. When Rapunzel was 12, the witch shut her up in a high tower that had neither staircase nor door. When the witch wanted to come up, she called, "Rapunzel, Rapunzel, let down your hair." Then Rapunzel unwound her long golden braids, and the witch climbed up. With each year, Rapunzel grew more beautiful. One day, a handsome prince heard her singing. He rode to the tower and cried, "Rapunzel, Rapunzel, let down your hair." Then up he climbed. When they saw each other, the prince and Rapunzel immediately fell in love. Rapunzel promised to marry the prince as soon as she could escape from the tower. But the wicked witch discovered the plan. In a rage, she cut off Rapunzel's hair and sent her off to live in the wilderness. Then she waited in the tower to trap the prince. That evening, the prince climbs the golden rope of hair. Instead of his beloved Rapunzel, he found the horrid witch. "Rapunzel is mine!" she screamed. "You shall die for trying to steal her." The prince leaped from the window. He fell into a thorn bush and was blinded. For many years, he wandered through the woods, weeping for Rapunzel. One day, the prince heard a beautiful song. He walked toward it. The voice was Rapunzel's, and she wept with joy to see her prince again. 2 of her tears fell on his eyes. Instantly, he could see. Then, the prince took Rapunzel to his kingdom, and they lived happily ever after. Our next story is Beauty and the Beast. Once, there was a trader who had 3 daughters. The youngest one was so beautiful that her father called her Beauty. This made her sisters very jealous. One day, good news came to the trader. His ship had finally come into port. "What shall I bring you?" the father asked his girls. The older daughters asked for fine clothes. Beauty asked for only a rose. On his way back from town, the trader lost his way in the woods. Suddenly, he saw a great castle surrounded by flowers. The door was open, so he went inside. The traitor saw no one, so he ate and drank and went to bed. The next day, he set out again. On the way, he remembered Beauty's wish and picked a beautiful rose from the castle garden. There was a dreadful roar and an ugly beast rushed up. "You will die for stealing my rose," he growled. "Forgive me," begged the traitor. "I only took it for one of my daughters. I promised her a rose." "Then go home," the beast said, "and send that daughter back to me. Promise me that, and you shall be free." "I will gladly go to the beast," Beauty said when she heard what had happened. "Otherwise, I would surely die of grief over having caused your death." So, to the great joy of her two sisters, Beauty went to Beast's castle. When she got there, she found a fine table set for dinner. Beast came in. "Did you come here willingly?" he roared. "Yes," answered Belle. "You are good, and I am grateful," said the beast. "Now good night. I will see you tomorrow." The next day, Beauty wandered all through the castle. Each room was more beautiful than the last, and Beauty's room was the most beautiful of all. Besides, Beast had given Beauty a magic mirror, through which she could see her home and her father. Her father looked very sad. That night, Beast came in at dinner time. "Tell me," he said, "do you think I am ugly?" "Yes," Beauty answered, "but you are kind too. Your kindness makes me forget how ugly you are." "I am grateful," said the beast. Then he said, "Beauty, will you marry me?" "No, Beast," Beauty said softly. Beast sighed deeply. "Then good night," he said. 3 months passed. Each day, Beast proved his kindness to Beauty. She had everything she needed. Each night after dinner, Beast asked Beauty to marry him, but Beauty always said no. "I don't think I shall ever marry you," Beauty said gently, "but I shall be your friend." One day, Beauty saw in the magic mirror that her father was ill. She begged Beast to let her go home. "Go," said Beast, "but if you don't come back after 10 days, I shall die of grief." Beauty promised she would come back, but when she got home, she was so busy she forgot to count the days. After she had been away 10 days, Beauty dreamed that Beast was dying of grief. Beauty woke up. "Poor Beast," she said. "I have been cruel." She wished herself back in the castle, and the next morning, she was there. All day, Beauty waited impatiently for the night. That night, Beast did not come to dinner. Beauty looked everywhere for him. At last, she found Beast lying in the garden. "I shall die happy because you are back," Beast whispered. "No, Beast," said Beauty. "Live, and I shall be your wife." Then, quite forgetting his ugliness, Beauty kissed the Beast. A handsome prince stood where Beast had been. "I was under an evil spell," the prince explained. "I had to remain a beast until a beautiful girl should love me for my goodness alone." The prince took Beauty's hand and led her to the castle. Beauty found her father there, but her jealous sisters had turned to stone statues. Their punishment was to watch Beauty's happiness until they learned to be kind. Beauty and the prince were married. Their joy was great, and for it grew out of great happiness. Now for our last story, we are reading Toads and Diamonds. There was once a widow who had 2 daughters. The elder was proud and haughty like her mother. She was the favorite. The youngest was beautiful and sweet. Because of this, her mother was jealous of her and made her work hard all the time. One day, the pretty daughter was drawing water at the fountain. A poor beggar woman asked her for a drink. "Gladly," the girl replied sweetly. She took up water from the clearest part of the fountain. The beggar woman, who was a good fairy in disguise, drank the water. She said, "Because you are so pretty and have good manners, I shall give you a gift. Every word you speak shall come out of your mouth, a flower or a jewel." When the girl got home, her mother scolded her for taking so long. "I'm sorry I'm late, mother," said the pretty daughter. As she spoke, 2 diamonds and 2 pearls and a red rose fell from her mouth. Then the greedy mother sent her elder daughter back to the fountain. "Be nice to the beggar woman," she said. But this time, the good fairy was disguised as a lovely princess. She asked for some water. "Why should I serve a lady as yourself?" the proud daughter snapped rudely. "You are cross and ill-bred," the good fairy said. "From now on, toads and snakes shall leap out of your mouth when you speak." The elder daughter ran home. "Oh, mother!" she began. At once, 2 horrid toads hopped from her mouth, and 2 slimy snakes slithered to the ground. The daughter was so frightened that she ran into the woods. She was never heard from again. Meanwhile, the king's son had seen the youngest daughter and fallen in love with her. The prince married the younger daughter and brought her to his castle. There they lived well and happily ever after. The end. So that is it for today, everyone. I really hope you all enjoyed it, and we will see you all in the next one.
Bye-bye.
Ciao. Pick out your favorite page. Yeah, this was before Disney turned all these into their own stories. But I've never heard about the Toads and Diamonds story before, unless you read this book a long time ago, but I don't remember the other one. Okay, that's a good choice. Who's your favorite character?
Pete.
Beast. He's not even on this page, but that's a good choice. He's very important for the Beauty and the Beast story. Ciao.
Pete.
Beast.